continue with the proceedings.
We are literally in this mess because of Gwabini, aka Sifiso Zungu, and the storytelling he did, telling us about what happened inside Phakathi within. Yes, within. The prosecutorially led investigation, aka Judge Baloy, and Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda, to this mess where, oh, surprise, surprise, Gininda is being threatened and Mahola as well is being threatened. Isn't that such convenience? Listen, I'm not saying I don't believe in the threats. I'm just saying the timing of the threats is way too convenient. It's giving distraction. It's giving forget what Gwabini has been saying on the stand. Forget about the tea making. Forget about everything. Listen, I want to read this comment to you. It says, Gininda and Mokhane threatened Gwabini that if he refuses to do what they want him to do, he has one foot in prison and another in a coffin. Is that not a threat, guys? Is that not a threat? Let me know. Is it a threat? Drop a 1 if you think it's a threat. By, of course, the esteemed Gabadia. No. Let me call him by his ranking correctly because I don't want to be investigated either. By Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda. Yes, the name's on the passport and birth certificate. But Brigadier Gininda, is that not a threat? Yes or yes? Yeah, drop it in the comment section down below. But nothing, the comment continues to say, but nothing was done by Baloy. And it happened in his office. Listen, I don't make this up. It's the evidence. It's the public evidence. Okay, so don't investigate me. Okay, I'm just telling it like it is. Okay. Somebody asked, where's Gwabini? They couldn't have him inside Phakathi within because they were discussing, court matters which don't implicate the witness, and then after they would call the witness in. And I'm not sure if this is the day where they said for the handing up of the heads of arguments, Gwabini didn't have to be there. By the way, is anybody counting? Remember, Gwabini said every day he's away from work is lost income for him. And yesterday, he was in court, lost income. They had to adjourn. Today, he's in court. Might not be physically in the courtroom, but he's not at work. Another adjournment day, another lost income day for him. Why does it feel like they are stretching? See, that's what happens when you disclose yourself. I'm not saying he's wrong for disclosing, but because they gave out that information, now they're using it against him. Someone said in a comment last week that Baloy is going to cross-examine him for 3 weeks just for telling him that it impacts his income. But I digress. Let's talk about what happened in court today. The judge chuckled. I should have realized that was his demeanor for the rest of everything that happens ahead. Mnisi has some concerns, valid in my opinion, and he speaks of himself in the third person, which I found quite confusing in the beginning because first I thought he was talking about Linda Mnisi. Then I'm like, wait, Linda Mnisi is not part of the defense team. Oh, he's talking about himself in the third person. But anyway, let's hear what Mnisi has to say. I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
My lord, we had begun our argument. I think Mr. Gwabini must be in the Mr. Sifiso Gwabini Zungu must be in the witness box as the court is ordered.
Sifiso Gwabini Zungu?
Gwabini. Sifiso Gwabini Zungu.
Okay. Sifiso Gwabini Zungu. Ulindele ukuthi abe ngaphakathi eboxini.
My colleague at the witness has indicated that you would like to address the court.
Yes. Thank you, my lord. Yeah. Before the matter can be started with, there's the following that I would want to bring to the attention of the court. Yesterday, after what had happened, we went to the court's chambers to try and explain the developments. I deem it necessary to repeat them again for whatever reason. The state is talking about security threats that are being investigated, or there's an ongoing investigation around those security threats, and that certain measures have been taken to ensure that the trial proceeds without any hindrances. That, however, does not take into account the following. As we addressed the court yesterday in its chambers, we told the court, and I will still repeat it, that part of the investigation that the state is referring to.
Someone in the dock is raising his hand.
The court will recall that we informed the court that we are also a subject of investigations. And I'm saying that simply because there's information that was conveyed to us when we went to go and find out yesterday, subsequent to the request that was made to see the two gentlemen that are accompanying our witness here. There's a person who identified himself as an investigator in these threats or in these new developments which amount to security threats. He identified himself, and then he said, and I'm going to repeat it on record, that they were targeting, that they were after certain individuals who were seated here at court, and they've been monitoring them for some time. But yesterday, when they were about to approach them, they were no longer able to see them, and that those individuals had disappeared. So they are suspecting that we are the cause of their disappearance. And my colleague will bear me out on that if I'm wrong or right. They are saying, he said that they are suspecting the defense team has been the cause for their disappearance, and has been saying that in a way we also complicit in a plot to kill, because he said those that have been targeted for killing, it was Sergeant Mkhula and Brigadier Kilinda. I also mentioned the third person. So then from there, the 2 or 3 gentlemen then were whisked away. And then he said, there's an investigation and they've got full information around that investigation. We don't know whether that investigation implicates the defense or what. But subsequent to that, my lord, information has it that Mr. Mnisi is identified particularly as a person who has got a tendency to interfere in affairs that do not concern him.
I'm going to get it off my chest right away. Mnisi is valid for everything that he is feeling. No judgment from me. What exactly is Mnisi's offense? Because he has a tendency to interfere in things that do not concern him. Here, ladies and gentlemen, lies the answer that I've been asking day in, day out. Why mainstream media didn't report on Absalom Zungu. Da 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 da! Drum roll, please. What are these matters that Mnisi is interfering in that do not concern him? Bringing a whole Absalom Zungu to court. This is where the problem started. This is where we found out about the abduction. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the state paying back for having themselves exposed in broad daylight. Now, it's game 2. Intimidate the defense itself. Just get rid of the defense. Let them quit. We need a clean line. It's giving advocate therefore. Someone wrote that in the comment, and I just paused and thought to myself, that is so true. How was advocate therefore taken out? Or should I say, advocate therefore initially quit. Remember? He quit because he was frustrated. And then he was arrested. It's giving cow dung. That's happening. It's so unfair and such an injustice to watch. At the same time, you see a passionate lawyer saying, I cannot proceed. He didn't say I quit. Unfortunately, he didn't say I quit. He said, let them finish their investigation. Let them do as they please. And then we can continue. Can you imagine being implicated in a plot about friends of Gwabini And then the defense, no, not the defense, the accused are the ones plotting to end Mohola and Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda. It's giving strange things are happening in South Africa. As Donald Trump once said, it's getting kuningi, it's getting stranger, it's getting weirder. But let's continue listening on.
And that, to Mr. Mnisi, constitutes a very serious threat to his life, limb, the freedom of expression, freedom of movement, and freedom of association. Mr. Mnisi says he will not take lightly those threats, because to him those constitute very serious threats. If a person says he has got a tendency to interfere in affairs that have got nothing to do with him, we don't know what then the consequences would be. That's a very serious challenge to Mr. Mnisi, my lord. So Mr. Mnisi, because of those threats, he's no longer sure whether he would still have to continue in his trial the manner in which he used to do before the advent of those threats. That threat again, and coupled with the fact that Mr. Mnisi is also part of the defense team that was told that they are complicit in the broader scheme to assassinate Mohola and Brigadier Gininda, find it very difficult to proceed to be part of this trial, pending the outcome of the investigation as to whether those threats have got substance or not. But over and above that, my lord, it has been said to us, as I mean Advocate Ramsipili and Mr. Ramsipili and Mr. Numalo, that the accused that we're representing here are the ones that are orchestrating these threats.
The 5 accused, aka Mzansi, who took the stand and gave Advocate George Valoyi a run for his money and promotion. Okay, I digress. Which accused? It's so sad to witness this. This is a travesty of justice happening before our eyes. All because Gwabini said too much. He actually needs protection. He needs protection. I believe he was watched, he was followed. That's how they know about these friends. And then the defense team spoke to these people and then they disappeared. Come on now. And then it's the defense's fault. And then someone said in the comments, notice how light-hearted Baloyi and the judge are. They're not feeling any type of way. It's just all fun and games for them. But let's continue listening to Mnisi, because this is absolutely heartbreaking. And I wish he could stay strong, but I understand the position he's in. Imagine being accused of almost treason, to be quite precise.
Now, and we also told that we also complicit by virtue of having informed the gentlemen that they were being traced here to go away or to disappear. Now the question that arises is, being part of a person of interest that is being investigated, how could I then proceed with a trial where I'm also representing the very same accused that are also being complicit in a plot to assassinate those that it is alleged that they are planning to assassinate? In other words, how can a suspect represent a suspect? That's point number one. In a particular plot to assassinate. But again, how can then a suspect proceed to represent an accused person who he has been representing in a matter which is a cause of which is a cause of the allegations that are raised against those suspects, which is now the plot to assassinate those that are mentioned, those that are alleged that they are the target of the assassination, my lord. But more so, my lord, I'm very disturbed by the allegation. Mr. Mnisi is very disturbed by the allegation that he has got a tendency to interfere in matters that do not have to do with him. I am advised. Soon after I heard Mr. Mnisi heard this thing yesterday, Mr. Mnisi went on to consult security experts and otherwise. He has been advised that he should request the court to recuse or to excuse him from continuation with the case pending the finalization of those allegations. And I take that advice very seriously, my lord, because I will not be able to apply my mind on the facts of the case that we're busy with here, pending the finalization of those investigations. We're told that there is an inquiry document that is being investigated, wherein it is alleged that we also complicit. So, Mr. Mnisi says he will not be able to apply his mind properly up until such time that those results of the inquiry document come up, my lord. That is what Mr. Mnisi wanted to bring to the attention of the court. Thank you.
Want to say something?
My lord, nothing much, but to say that indeed the police officer whom we saw yesterday made references to the effect that even us as the defendant, as defense counsel, we are speaking to people that we are not sure that we are speaking to them, and by virtue of speaking to those people then vanished from court yesterday as they were being monitored, thereby insinuating that we are the source that is feeding those people some information that led them to vanish. That's why I'll leave it, my lord. As the court proceeds.
Yes,
My lord, the media has it that the plot extends to a judge and the prosecutor. So it is disheartening, my lord, that there will be allegations in the sense that the defense is also complicit in this plot to assassinate the individuals that I've mentioned. Because in my career, my lord, which runs for about 3 decades, I have not involved myself in such conduct. Because I'll also confirm with what has been said by my colleagues that it is said that the defense is involved in this whole shenanigan, of which I don't know where it comes from. I'll also wish, my lord, that it be investigated and the report be brought before the court. Thank you.
I should investigate.
No, whoever is conducting the investigations.
Oh, I'm not a policeman.
No, I understand, Your Judge.
Yes, Mr. Baloyi, any view? Well,
Okay, we care about Advocate Charles Mnisi. Yeah, speaking of himself in the third person. Once you hear someone speaking of themselves in the third person, no, it's serious. No, it's dead serious. And he, as he said in the third person, that he takes the adverse very, very seriously, that he needs to step down until the investigation is completed. And as you know, investigations go on and on and on. I can already see them piling the dockets. Where are the dockets? It's giving Shadrach Sibia and 121 dockets. It's giving dockets just sitting at the desk in Pretoria, and then no further investigations happening. Court is adjourned. Those guys go back to Jose Mampuru, and you already know they will be shissing. Accused number 5. Ooh, he's gonna be a whole bride. Until they return to court, it gives him enough time for the wounds to heal. Remember, he also said he was assaulted. They had to take him to the doctor. They didn't take him to the doctor. It's been a lot, okay? It's been a lot. I might not have been uploading as much as I normally do, but November has been Goningi, guys. Goningi. Malanga, where are you? I mean, if the ad hoc committee could go to the prison to go chat with Kat Matlala, can the ad hoc committee just come to the SENZO MEYIWA trial? Can this trial just finally come to an abrupt end? Not an adjournment, but an end. But you know what? I'm going to end this video right here. I'll be back, of course, with Baloyi's commentary and my Lord's final words. Quite concerning. Stay tuned. Turn on your notifications. Subscribe! I think the next video, I'm just going to make it subscriber only. I want to see, who are my people? Where are my people? Where are the 121 dockets? I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.